Hi, I'm Shaul. This video is tailored to the more seasoned photographers among us, the ones who've been exercising this pastime, this hobby for at least 10 or 15 years. Recently I had a little retrospection on my own photographs. I had a look at my old library of photographs on Flickr and on the more recent work I have done. Frankly, I could not notice any technical improvement in the results I was getting 10 years ago and the results I'm getting from my gear right now. And it is quite telling because during the last decade I made many camera and lens purchases. Many of them were futile. They held me back instead of helping me. Just recently I decided to get rid of 12 different lenses that are all considered quite excellent. A lot of Sigma and Tamron primes that are very sharp, but I don't really like them. More often than not, replacing a piece of photographic kit proves to be lackluster. You expect some new capabilities, some enhanced features that will make your life easier. But it turns out that to every new piece of kit there are some disadvantages you never thought of or never gave the deserved attention. Let's take a scenario which might be familiar to many of you. Suppose you are perfectly content with your camera. It gives you everything you need, everything you like to do, and it really fulfills your genre, your type of work you like to do. You are already familiar with all its quirks and you know how to work around them. Your camera is a tool you are used to. You enjoy working with it, you enjoy the results you get. But one day, suddenly, a replacement camera is announced. Now that replacement is really more advanced technologically. It has some improved aspects that you don't really use, but you might want to start using them one day. Suppose you have set aside a small fund for camera gear and you can afford this upgrade. Do you do it? The new camera has many enhanced features. It has a higher megapixel count that will offer you some compositional headroom. It will allow you to crop more aggressively and improve your compositions. It has a higher burst rate that will allow you to capture the moment in highly dynamic situations. It has more advanced video capabilities that will allow slow motion, for example, a better fit to filming fast motion due to less pronounced rolling shutter, and perhaps more flexibility in color grading. So you decide to replace your camera with this new model. But after a short honeymoon period, you understand that the new features have a cost. Not necessarily a financial cost, but a mental cost. You realize you need more storage space. Files of the new camera are much larger. You realize you have to invest more time in post-processing because some aspects of the image become more prominent with higher resolution. For example, some slight softness, noise, maybe some optical flaws of your lenses. You might discover that you need to replace your lenses. The higher resolution of the sensor requires more optical precision, and the cost to it is, of course, more digital looking, flatter photos that you might obtain. To add to all this, you might find some new annoyances with the operational aspects of the new camera. You have to get familiar with them. You have to get used to work with an entirely new tool. You could argue that it all makes sense if the technical quality or even the visual quality of the images you get is significantly better than what you were used to see before. But it is rather likely that the opposite might happen. Especially now when stacked sensors are taking over the market, there is a trade-off between speed and processing power and dynamic range. So you might see some more blown highlights to be a little bit more difficult to recover the shadows. Shadows might be more noisy now. And the overall look of the photographs will be a little bit less pleasing, a little bit duller. The signal processing of the raw files inside the cameras has become a little bit more generic. It doesn't matter which camera you use, you can expect more or less the same results. Camera manufacturers assume every photograph made by the camera will go through some post-processing in front of a computer screen. So they put a little bit less effort than they used to into processing. I think that the best JPEG processing was made inside professional cameras. where the photographer does not always have the time to process all those raw files, and they have to rely on the JPEG processing of the camera. All the professional cameras, such as Nikon D700, Canon 5D Classic and 5D Mark II, the D4 and the D4S had more pleasing results. JPEGs straight out of the camera were maybe 90% ready, whereas now from the modern cameras you really need to process them to correct some color shifts in order to obtain a satisfactory displayable result. I'm not trying to tell you what you should do, but if you crave some photographic bliss, some peace of mind, you should really consider buying one of those classic, original professional DSLRs. Those cameras had a lower resolution, but they produced wonderful images with simpler lenses, older lenses that still maintain this true-to-life rendering. Difficult to find these days in the modern new lenses made for high resolution sensors. Those cameras produce images with some personality to them, images that might remind you of the results you used to get with film. It's mainly because of the optics. If you go back to those nicer, simpler lenses. But it is also the JPEG processing, the color signature that those cameras were capable of. That is, if you don't need any video or modern features in your camera. I think that if you have a fund of, say, about $1,000 for photographic gear, and you really want to improve the photography you make and the results you get, you shouldn't go for the latest and the greatest. You should go back. If you do use video with your camera, why would you look for a tool that does it all? I think a better approach is to assign a specific tool to each task. A tool that is made for that task. For hybrid shooting, I would use one camera for stills and another camera for video, with different sets of features, of capabilities. I would look for a photographic tool that really gives me what I want, straight out of camera, which would require minimal time and storage. And for the video, I would look for a maybe simpler camera that is specifically designed for video. I think that Lumix or Panasonic camera would do the job. Those cameras have the best image stabilization and perhaps the best sound. And in video, those are the two aspects that can really ruin footage. Shaky image and poor sound quality. Video doesn't need a large sensor. I think that the content itself makes most of the quality in video. I wouldn't be concerned so much with the cleanliness of the footage, or with the dynamic range, or with the depth of field, because video works differently. So one of those Panasonic Micro Four Thirds bodies, something like a GH5 or a GH6, with excellent video capabilities, would answer the needs of anyone. Buying a new modern camera that is capable of excellent video as well as satisfactory stills is very expensive. Those models would typically cost you around $3,000 or even more now. While buying two separate solutions, an old high-end DSLR with appropriate poppy lenses that are quite cheap these days, and a smaller sensor camera for videos with a different set of excellent lenses that are also quite cheap, makes more sense. I know this topic is controversial. A lot of you will have a lot to say. So please let me know what you think in the comments below. Please tell me what your experience is and which cameras you like, both for stills and for video. If you find those musings helpful to you, you can buy me a coffee. The link is down below. That's all for today. Thank you for watching, and see you again soon.